Hi. You know what? I received this book for Christmas from my daughter, and it is the art of LP from 1955 to 1995, written and compiled by Johnny Morgan and Ben Wardle. And this is such a fascinating book because they tell the story of their best album covers, and they segregated it by genre, and they have all kinds of covers here, which is really fascinating with a little backgrounder from for each cover, right? And I was glued to it, and I was fascinated by the artwork and the photographer and what he thought of when he was making the album. And that's one of the things that differentiates a CD and downloaded music to an actual record, because the record is physical, it's whole, it's there. You look at the cover, you appreciate the cover, and then you think about how the photographer did it and what he wanted to express with the album cover. So I decided, you know what, I have, like my other videos, I have a bunch of records here behind me, and I wanted to pick my own best covers. I've never done that before. And so I picked a few records. I'm gonna go through them as fast as I can, and I hope you like them. I hope my best covers are also maybe some of your that you might like it at least. But if you can get this book by Johnny Morgan and Ben Wardle, I suggest that you do if you can find this book somewhere, and you'll be fascinated by it. So let me start. This is in no particular order, and it used to be in alphabetical order, but it's not anymore since I put it on the ground. So I'm going to start by just randomly picking these album covers, okay? Okay, let's start off with Firefall. There you go. Firefall. Look at this cover. Beautiful, right? It's in by the dead trunk, a lake, a comet, and it's a firefall. Beautiful. And that's one of my favorites. This is, by the way, this was done in 1976. Okay. Santana Moonflower. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? It's a double LP. And look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous cover? And I must give credit to the other Santana covers. They're very well thought of. Look at this. See? So nice. Moonflower. I don't know if you have this LP, but it's a terrific record. Okay. Pink Floyd. Look at this cover. This is a momentary lapse of reason. Pink Floyd with hospital beds in a field. Talk about, I wonder what the photographer had in mind when he shot this cover. Wow, a momentary lapse of reason. Okay, all of the Moody Blues records are works of art, but for me, the Question of Balance is one of the favorites. This is the front cover, and it unfolds to look like this. Look at that cover. I mean, wow, right? Beautiful work of art. Look at that. And then there's a circus tent with beach chairs, old beach chairs in the sea that has clouds and wow, right? Look at the inside. Just gorgeous. All the Moody Blues records are all fabulous. Are all fabulous. Steve Miller. This is a very hard to find record in the past. It's called Sailor with Boss Skaggs. One of the few records of Steve Miller with Boss Skaggs. Look at this. It's got a old time sailing craft. It's like Mutiny in the Commander. What that? Anyway, look at this cover. It is just gorgeous. Look at that. This is one of my favorites, at least. Okay. Okay. This is a classic, Band on the Run, Paul McCartney's Super LP. It's got James Coburn, Christopher. I'm getting a senior moment here. Band on the Run. Look at that beautiful cover, man. Okay, this is one of my favorites. This is Dave Mason's Alone Together. And it's really not much, right? But look at it. It folds out and it folds out. Look at that. It's just marvelous. It's even got a pin here so you can hang it on your wall. And not only that, it's got a marbleized record. It's made of marble. This is a 1970 release. It's still the original. And look at that. Fantastic LP. I know all the songs by heart, and it's one of my favorite records of all time. Dave Mason's Alone Together. Beautiful. Okay. Neil Young's After the Gold Rush. You know, it's a blurred picture actually. And behind him, he's got this old woman here. Kind of eerie, right? And it looks like a scene in old England, you know, walking in the strange, the way the photographer wanted to show this record. One of my favorites, one of my favorite records, and one of my favorite covers. Of course, all the other Led Zeppelin LPs are also good, but this one in particular is such a thrill because, you know, it turns around. Fantastic, right? I mean, Led Zeppelin 3, one of my favorite records of all time. Look at that beautiful cover. So nice, right? Led Zeppelin 3. Okay, nothing goes past a solid gold album cover without having Crimson King Crimson. And this one is the most iconic one of all. In the Court of the Crimson King. Look at that. And if you want to see the whole thing, there it is. That's the whole thing. Look at that fabulous cover. In the Court of the Crimson King. Another record, beautiful thought of records are Journey records. And this is really an interesting one. This one's Escape. All the others are also very nice, but I like this one the most. It's classy. I don't know what it is. It looks like a bug. It looks like a spaceship coming out of the sun. You know, it's really nice though, right? Okay. Elton John's records are also well thought of, but for me, this is, it looks like an old railway rail house, and he's sitting there. There he is. And you know, it's old signs, you know, Daily Trip. Look at it, even the way the photographer took it. And there's Bernie Taupin on the other side. See, there he is. Look at that beautiful, beautiful artwork. Excuse my record. My record is so old. One of my favorites of all time, Elton John. Another Elton John that's really cool is this one. It's a silhouette of him playing the piano. I think it's one of her very first, if not the first LP of Elton John. It's called 11/17/70. Look at that beautiful, beautiful artwork. Okay, this one's a Joe Jackson record, and it's so simple with a pair of white shoes. Look sharp. So simple, right? But look at the photography. And it really makes a difference. It makes sends a message to look sharp with shoes like those. Okay. This one is really unusual. It's an old, I think this is 1970 or 1971. James Gang Rides Again. He's got 3 horses parked in front of Carnegie Hall. Is this Carnegie Hall? Yeah, Carnegie Hall. 3 horses parked in front. What an album cover. It's just gorgeous, right? One of my favorites of all time, In fact, I wanted to frame it. I can't get that. I made a mistake and I put plastic over it, and I can't get it out now, so I can't. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful portrait too. Look at that artwork. Whoever drew this. I mean, she's standing there with the clouds, blue sky, just gorgeous. It's a beautiful day. One of my favorite all-time records and covers. Okay. This one is the late Nicky Hopkins. This one is called The Tin Man Was a Dreamer. If you look at his keyboards, they're fingers. I don't know if you can notice it here, but these keyboards are fingers, and look at the way the artist drew this. So nice. And this is really a good LP too. The Tin Man Was a Dreamer. Nicky Hopkins. He played with the Rolling Stones, he played with all kinds of people, and unfortunately he passed many years ago. This one is an eerie record cover by Peter Gabriel. The photographer focused on the raindrops on the car, and he showed a silhouette image of the rider, which I guess is Peter Gabriel, right? But it's so eerie because you could tell that his eyes are black. It's strange, and it's rainy. It pictures a gloomy day. What an album cover, right? Makes a message. Okay, this is one of my favorite records of all time. Fleetwood Mac. Look at Stevie Nicks wearing a tutu, like a ballet tutu with ballet shoes, and this guy is like wearing long socks with ballet shoes also, dressed in the, I don't know what era this is, but look at that beautiful artwork. The record before this, the Fleetwood Mac alone, was likewise nice. He was standing on he looked like a midget. I think that was what's his name? One of the guys. But this is my favorite. Look at that beautiful artwork. Roxy Music. Look at that beautiful artwork. The sky, a bird. You know, the Warriors used to have birds. Look at that. Just gorgeous, isn't it? With the sky, the color combination. Yeah. And of course, this one of the Rolling Stones is one of my favorites. It's got the faces of many celebrities, which I think they got into trouble with, and they had to reissue this cover because they had to take out, I think, Lucille Ball's portrait, Marilyn Monroe's portrait, and all kinds of other people that complained that they weren't asked permission to do this. And I've had this album quite a long time. That's why I still have this one. But the later releases and press of this one had no more faces. See, when you open it, there they are. Rolling Stones. And of course, talking about Rolling Stones, this is my original Rolling Stones Sticky Fingers. But the zipper got out. My zipper, it got out. It was really not too well made. You know, there's a crack here. This is really supposed to open as a belt. And then the zipper, which actually worked, got out. So this is an Andy Warhol work. So I got another one, but it doesn't have a zipper. But this is one of the most iconic album covers of all time. Rolling Stones. Ugh. I love this man. Look how handsome this guy is. This was 1970, Sweet Baby James by James Taylor. Simple, iconic, just gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna go fast because it's taking a lot of time, but this is, look at that artwork by the Young Bloods. This is called Elephant Mountain. This is in 1969, and it has a lot of good tracks. Look at that beautiful artwork. You know, it's a fence. It looks like a watercolor, but it's just so nice. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so that was my part one of this my favorite record covers, and I'm gonna have to cut it in two. So I hope you enjoyed that part one, and look out for part two. Adios, amigos.